Cincinnati Reds baseball is presented by St. Elizabeth Healthcare and the Young Family Cancer Center, a regional leader in cancer care. By your Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Toyota dealers. For all Toyota offers, go to toyota.com. By O'Connor, Achani, and Levy, attorneys you know, attorneys you trust. And by Gilkey Windows. Elevate your home with the elegance and durability of Gilkey Windows. Explore more at Gilkey.com. GABP on high on the mound. Tomoyuki Sugano, 36 years old, and Brandon Williamson, a younger arm for the Reds.
Sugano last year pitched in Baltimore, and he gave up 33 home runs. This is a good ballpark for this team. If its split is not on, look for that fastball up in the zone. Look for us to do damage with the home run because this team has been killing it. As far as Willie is concerned, eliminate and limit the walks. There's been a lot of traffic on bases. Go out there and pitch the way he's capable, but strike one is very important.
He's still only 15 months removed from Tommy John. On deck, the leadoff interview. Ke'Bryan Hayes can bring it with the glove. He's on the way with Jim Day to get us going in the middle game tonight.
Over 250.
Reds offense is heated up, including Ke'Bryan Hayes, 6 hits last 6 games, including 3 extra base hits. Got that first home run of the season as well, part of the winning formula for the Reds. And joining us on the Wells Fargo Active Mic is the aforementioned Ke'Bryan Hayes. What's been the difference at the plate, or is it just sticking with the process?
Little bit of both. Just sticking with the process. Kind of changed a little bit in my setup. Little narrower, got more weight on my back leg, and kind of helped me stay behind the ball a little better, get the barrel out front a little more.
Well, one thing that never goes into a slump is your defense. The other infielders rave about your influence, about how you go about it, your process. Do you realize how much that rubs off on the other guys?
I mean, I try my best just to lead by example in ways that I can, and I feel like with defense, it's kind of a lot of times it's an effort thing. It's working on it as much as you do your offense, and because there's more than one side of the ball, so I like to take pride in both.
Ellie has talked about that friendly competition that you guys have had going back to spring training really helping him. Have you seen a difference in him?
Yeah, I mean, it's night and day from last year. I know he was playing a little bit with an injury last year, but just the work he's put in since we got to spring training down in Arizona, doing early work every day, doing stuff after the day if he wasn't playing. Yeah, I mean, he loves the game, he loves to work hard, and he loves to play hard, so happy for him.
Good luck tonight. Appreciate the time.
All righty, thank you.
That is Ke'Bryan Hayes. Gold on that corner where he's going to. Reds and Rockies. Let's go upstairs to the guys that we'll call it. John Sadek and the Hall of Famer Barry Larkin.
Well, thank you, Jim. Something that was echoed by the veteran skipper, Terry Francona. He was asked in spring training, was Ellie seeking out defensive opportunities the same way he was facing left-handed pitching by Charlie Goldsmith? Tito paused and said, playing with Ke'Bryan Hayes, that's the biggest element that drove that defensive transformation. De La Cruz on a different level right now.
I truly believe that great players step up when people around them are really, really good, because you want to be the best. You know, I remember when Ken Griffey Jr. came to Cincinnati, and you could see everyone's game just kind of elevated. Now, it didn't translate into wins at that particular time, but championships at that time. But you could definitely tell in spring training, being around Ke'Bryan and watching how Ellie, not only Ellie, but Matty as well, and Spencer Steer elevated the game because they knew how good this kid was. He certainly has rubbed off.
That'll be the defense backing up Brandon Williamson, who makes his 6th start of the season.
Yeah, and Willie last time out, the 6-1 loss in Tampa. He pitched 4 1/3, gave up 7 hits, 3 bases on balls, and I think that's the biggest thing for Willie. It's not necessarily a strikeout guy, but eliminating the amount of base runners and the free base runners is critical.
You see that breakdown. The walks have spiked some. I thought his first inning Wednesday in Tampa was his best first inning of the year. The stuff continued to play, but he elevated, and it seemed like Tampa recognized that and adjusted. Now he does have a little more time off between starts. That was Wednesday last week that he last took the game mound. Jordan Beck leads it off. First pitch fouled back. The Rockies 13-17, last place in the West. They have won 3 of 4. Doyle, Rumfield, Goodman, Castro, Sullivan, Karros, Tovar, and Moniak far more right-handed today. Nice breaking ball. So in that Tampa start, I thought both breaking balls, the sweeper and the curve for Williamson, looked good by shape. They were generally in good spots, but they did not deceive hitters. That's a good sign he got that swing. Double up on it, and he strikes out Beck, who slaughtered southpaws last year.
Well, certainly that is a good sign for Willie. The ball starts off the plate. Good location.
And now Brenton Doyle, who pinch ran in the 8th last night, takes a ball. By Baseball Reference WAR, he had a nearly 4-win year 2 seasons ago. His defense is base stealing part of it, along with productive offense. That is lined beyond Hayes' base hit. He can really burn on the bases. Shoots for second. Throw from J.J. Bleday is late and slightly offline. And Doyle doubles. Now the Reds defense, second Reds game and start for Bleday in left, Friedel and Steer. On the infield, Hayes, De La Cruz, McLean, Stewart, and Jose Trevino behind the plate. So TJ Rumfield, left-handed swinger, only a $158 left on left in his rookie year. Tried to check, seemed to go. Appeal confirmed, strike 1. He had 2 hits and doubled last night. He's often been batting third for these Rockies in the last couple of weeks. When I caught up with Williamson the other day, he pointed out the span of time between starts, which he thought was good for him. He is coming off of Tommy John. He treated the first day after his start as a total off day. He decided to get some golf in between starts, and that was very intentional, not just recreation, although he claims that he shot pretty well against Nate Lowe, who's one of the better golfers on the team. He believes in being counter-rotational. So while he's a left-handed pitcher, he's a right-handed golfer, and that action goes opposite the repeated action he does when he's on the mound. There are many famous hitters and pitchers that have intentionally done that. Zach Greinke did that. Tom Glavine did that. Poked right side, runner frozen at first, but Doyle able to take third as McLean retires Rumfield. You know, Lark, back when pitchers hit, some pitchers would intentionally swing the opposite way at times during batting practice for that counter rotation.
Yeah, there's definitely something to it. Balance is important.
Hunter Goodman about to stand in. Bleday getting his first taste as a Red of what can be a challenging sun at left field this time of day. Now Goodman has plenty of power. An all-star and silver slugger last year, but check out that strikeout rate. Second highest in the bigs. 2-0. Struck out 3 times last night, was 0 for 5, and bounced into a double play. Now with the right-handed hitter up who has some power, Hayes plays deep at third, which means Doyle can get a slightly larger lead. If there's a ball in the dirt that gets away, Doyle is very quick. 3-0 take is ball 4. Now 2 men on for Willie Castro, switch hitting second baseman. Lifetime, he's a slightly better contact bat, more than slightly. He's a better contact bat right-handed, just under 20 points. Not quite as good on base or power wise. Last night he was a defensive replacement in the 8th. That was his first action in some time. He had not played since the prior Thursday against the Padres, left that game with knee soreness. He is also very strikeout prone. Williamson, though, 5 straight out of the zone. If there is a best pitch for Williamson, it's probably that one.
Yeah, the changeup is pretty consistent. But I tell you, I really like when he's ripping that cutter. And he's throwing that cutter. There's been a couple games where he really pitched well, where he was throwing that cutter in on the hands of those right-handed hitters.
He did that against the Marlins, did it in that great first inning against the Rays.
There it is. Four seam fastball, but you throw the ball to the inside part to a right-handed hitter, it just screams conviction. He looked committed and convicted to that pitch.
Does that set up the change? Castro is worst against off speed. Runner goes from first. That's the fastball in again. It gets a knowing nod from you.
Yeah, I like it.
Doyle doubled. He's off third. Goodman had a good read to break on that last pitch, held on at first. Time for Trevino. Here's a veteran catcher with a younger, less experienced arm. And consider all the time that Williamson lost with Tommy John. He's still relatively getting his feet wet in the big leagues. Well, he broke in 2023. He's still just over 150 innings lifetime. Two. Up and away. This is what we saw some of in Tampa. A little elevated today, that changeup, and some of the other misses arm side away to righties into lefties. Goodman will go. Payoff. Ball 4. Bases loaded. What are you seeing?
Arm side misses. Talked about it in the open. Limit the amount of base runners. We're sitting here with bases loaded. A couple of walks.
Now, he's been a Houdini performer at times in first innings. What can he do here? Left on left. Sweeper strike to Brett Sullivan. He is the backup catcher. Goodman DHing today. Sullivan, a minor league signee in December. 5 for 12 against lefties this year. Sullivan time with the Padres and Pirates. Just over 140 ABs lifetime. Ripped to right field. That's down and hops to the top of the wall. Gathered by Steer. Doyle in. Goodman scores. Safe headfirst slide for Castro. Throw to third, leaks away. Good backup by Bleday. But Brett Sullivan clears them all. Gives the Rockies a 3-0 lead in the first.
Well, location has been an issue, and this sinker was in. You think about lefty. Sullivan just sits on that ball and laces it. I think Matt McLean had a nice job right there. That throw on the other side. Maybe he's out at the plate. We talked about trying to limit the amount of free base runners, and unfortunately 2 scored here in the first.
First career triple for Sullivan. 1-0 to Karros. Check swing went too far. Kyle Karros, base hit, struck out twice yesterday. He was robbed by Ellie De La Cruz in the second inning. That practically at third base backhand pick. 1-2. Karros leads this Rockies team, having drawn 18 walks. He's top 10 in the majors in walk rate. Sees a lot of deep counts. Williamson ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Breaking ball struck him out, but a couple of walks pad the bags, and Brett Sullivan delivers a 3-run triple. Reds lineup from St. Elizabeth Healthcare. They have won 15 of 17 head-to-head against the Rockies. Friedel, McLean, De La Cruz, Sal Stewart, 29 ribbies to pace the ball club. Another start for Nate Lowe. He's been a regular this last week. Steer, Blade, Trevino, and Hayes. They take on Tomoyuki Sugano.
His numbers on the season last year, this first year in the National League, last year in Baltimore. One of the league leaders in home runs given up.
Gave up the most in the American League, 33 last year. Strike 1 to Friedel.
It's basically a fastball split. Does have a change. Split acts as his changeup. He'll cut it as well. Not overpowering.
That was the split that bounced just by Friedel. Sugano, 7-pitch mix. In Japan, he was with the Yomiuri Giants for just over a decade. An 8-time All-Star. Led his league in ERA 4 times. Was the MVP 3 times. And took the Japanese Cy Young twice. Swing and a miss. Now this year, as compared to last with Baltimore, way more 4-seam fastballs. Last year he gave up more homers, 9 on that pitch, than any other. This year, no homers yet on his 4-seamer, but he's throwing it way more. Swing and a miss.
You see the location. That's what he's going to have to do. That's the split down in order to be successful.
And that's where you probably have to get him earlier in the count, right?
Oh, you got to see him up.
That sweeper, one of his other differences this year. He's throwing it way less this year. Last season, that was his 2nd most used pitch. League hit .290 against it. 6 home runs. This year, it's his 2nd least used pitch. He opened his last start against the Padres with a lot of sliders, right on right, a lot of misses away, glove side. McLean takes a sinker strike. He was 0 for 4, struck out twice yesterday. He, like many other current Reds, made his major league debut against the Rockies. That was in Colorado, mid-May in '23. He doubled in that game. I spoke with McLean some today and asked him how he's feeling at the plate. I pointed out how his chase rate is down a lot. He seems to be seeing the ball well, and he said yes, but he feels like there's been too much foul ball contact, and he doesn't think he's been aggressive enough early enough. wants to swing a little earlier. 1-2. But laying off that split with 2 strikes, I mean, if he lands it for a strike, you kind of tip your hat, right?
That's right.
Two. Now Sugano in his prime in Japan would live 97, 98. These days he sits at a low 92. That said, in 5 starts this year, 2 runs or less in all but one of those outings. The exception, he was blown up by the Dodgers on the 17th of the month. 5 runs, 9 hits, a home run to Max Muncy. That's what he did against the Dodgers. His other 4 starts pretty strong. 5 runs total in 22 1/3. Two. Up the middle. And that links through, base hit. Well placed by McLean. Our Liberty Mutual Insurance coverage on Ellie De La Cruz. 10 bombs, 8 swipes, going back to 1900. These are the men to do it in his club's first 29 games. That's some special company.
It really is special company. And John, we're seeing Ellie. I feel like Ellie is putting less effort, physical effort into it. It's like the game is really slowing down for him. Really looks good.
3 for 4, a homer last night. Squared a bunt, yanked back, a strike. Went opposite way for his team-leading 10th homer yesterday.
Certainly has been impressive from the right side, but the left side has always been a stronger of the 2. And he laced this ball the other way for a home run.
So he has tied Tony Perez for the most homers by a Red before May. He's on pace now to hit 56. His career high was 25 a couple of years ago. Only one Red ever has hit 50 plus. George Foster when he was MVP in 1977. De La Cruz sails this one to left. Beck. Something to keep in mind tonight, and should he see time tomorrow, Beck has a great arm. Already has an outfield assist this year. Since the start of last year, 13 assists, second most among major league outfielders. So if you have a fly ball to medium deep left in a tag situation, it is not automatic. Sal Stewart doubled and scored yesterday. Laid off that sweeper. League ran on Sugano some last year. This year, 2 attempts, both successful. In there for a strike. Last year, the league ran 12 times and only got caught 4 times. There it goes, McLean. Soft strike and a helmet tap. McLean stole second, but ABS powered by T-Mobile.
The pitch was called a strike. The batter's challenging.
That's a strike. The Reds
The
lose
call's
one.
confirmed. Cincinnati has 1 challenge remaining.
Just barely nicked the zone. But is that a good spot to use a challenge? You're down 3, man on first inning. Up the middle. Diving stop. Tovar throw to the plate. Tag for McLean. Out. Make the Rockies make a play, and they do.
You're right. You got to put pressure on the defense. Tovar comes up, gets the stop, makes the throw, negates the run.
I'm Bobby.
Now there's ascend and there's investment. Willie Harris said go and was right there with Matt McLean. But Ezequiel Tovar recovered and made the throw from the outfield grass. Came with Nate Lowe on deck to hit. Tovar rips the first pitch foul. He is the most swing aggressive man in the big leagues. Nobody swings more. Nobody swings more at first pitches. 0 for 4 strikeout yesterday. He is now 2 for his last 29. No walks, 11 strikeouts in that time. And that chase rate also highest. That means the swing at a pitch that is not in the zone. So half the time a pitch is out of the zone, he's swinging.
You know who else was like that? Was Vladimir Guerrero Sr.
But he would hit him.
Yes, he would.
He'd hit him a long way.
Yes, he would.
He was king of the cleat top home run.
Bounce the ball, he's swinging. Anywhere around that plate, he is swinging.
Full count for Williamson to begin the inning. Now, by the way, some housekeeping. The contact by Sullivan that drove in 3 that was originally scored straight triple has been changed to double advanced on the throw. So he still has 0 career triples. But the more ABs he gets in Colorado, it could happen. Great American Ballpark is arguably the hardest stadium to triple in the big leagues. It's so tight, compact. 3-2 again. And he walked it. So that's already 3 walks for Williamson, and that's not a great sign. A hitter slumping so significantly and as free a swinger as Tovar.
Yeah. You just see Willie just doesn't quite have the command. And he still is coming back from injury.
Front door breaking ball to Mickey Moniak. The lowest Moniak has hit all year. All but one of his prior starts had come in the top 3. He's got hits in 12 straight, second longest hit streak of his career. And he fouls off a breaking ball to make it 0-2. Now for Williamson, the walks have burned him a lot. 44% of his walks have come around to score. Big league average is about 1 in 4, a little over 25%. Only 4 pitchers in the major leagues this year have seen a higher rate of their walks come all the way around and score. That includes 2 today. Trevino subtly late away. 0-2. Now tip, strike 3.
This is more like it. Get the chase. You got to be around the zone in order to get this chase. Good job against Moniak.
Top of the order in Beck, who struck out swinging his first time. He made a lot of noise when he faced the Reds for the first time ever. The former Tennessee Volunteer first faced the Reds just about a calendar year ago, 25th of April last year. Broke his bat, roller to Hayes. Second one on the first, double play. He went deep twice that day. Reds turn 2 against him tonight. Don't miss a moment this season with Reds.TV. Stream the entire campaign in Reds territory for just $99.99. Watch games at home or on the go. Stay connected all year long. Subject to national exclusivities. Visit Reds.TV for details. Nate Lowe, former American leaguer. Last few months last year with Boston. So he saw Sugano some. Sugano was an Oriole. It's the only Red to have seen him before today. 1 for 8 against him. But he has been one of the Reds' hotter hitters. 2 more hits, a ribby yesterday. His last 7 games, .360 with 4 home runs and a double. He's become a regular starter in the last week as Eugenio Suarez is on the mend. Gino is expected to travel with the Reds for the upcoming road trip. 2-1. But Jim, they're tabling that imaging for just a bit, and we'll get ABS challenge here powered by T-Mobile.
The pitcher's called the ball. The catcher's challenging.
Brett Sullivan. That is a ball.
The call is confirmed. Colorado has 1 challenge remaining.
Goodman is very good while catching at ABS. Sullivan is above average, but not great. 3-2. But Suarez has been doing some running, no true baseball activities. That injured oblique is still a little tender to prodding. They want to wait until that dies down and then do the MRI imaging, hopefully during the road trip. Payoff.
Anytime you're dealing with an oblique, even if it's a slight oblique, oh, he knows the camera. He knows the camera's on him. It's a veteran move right there. You just want to take extra time. Yeah, he agrees.
That's totally for you. You know that, right?
Oh, my goodness.
And a timer violation is a walk. You know, ABS is still so fresh, and it can impact the game. The pitch clock, we hardly ever see violations at all, let alone ones that decide a plate appearance.
Yeah.
So the Reds get a leadoff base runner on a timer violation walk. Spencer Steer's been hot. 2-run homer yesterday. He is Club Colorado lifetime.
As you mentioned, Spence has been swinging the bat well. I think a lot of people try to get this fastball elevated. Kyle Freeland didn't get high enough, and Spence crushed it.
Now he lays off that slider. His last 9 games getting on base at a .400 rate. 2 of his homers have come in that time. He seems to be seeing the ball better and doing damage. That is smacked left side, base hit. Low up to second. Reds have 2 on with nobody out.
Spence continues to swing the bat well. Middle cutter. You're not supposed to miss that one.
Much like Freeland yesterday, Sugano's stuff, chiefly with that fastball that's been hit his 2 years stateside. He is the kind of pitcher the Reds should match up well against. J.J. Bleday has walked and homered so far as a Red. And he takes ball 1. Made his Reds debut when he got the start Sunday, walked his first time, and then launched a solo shot.
Well, one thing that J.J. Bleday did in the minor leagues is smash the baseball. Had a really good spring training. Continued it in Louisville. We saw it his first time as a Red here.
Sent to center, later break by Doyle. Gloves it. Doyle, excellent defensively, took the Gold Glove in each of his first 2 years in center field. It's the first National League outfielder to win a Gold Glove in each of his first 2 major league seasons. Jose Trevino has had a slight start, interrupted by injury as well. He's 1 for 13. Does have a walk, has struck out 4 times. Bleday got his first action as a Red Sunday. Trevino got his first in some time on Sunday, after a back injury sidelined him for several weeks. That's driven to left center. Doyle going gap. Nearly collides with Beck. Tag at second. Low slides into third base. Well, fly ball out by Trevino, first and third.
Pump up priority in the outfield is important. Both guys going for the ball. Center fielder has priority. If you hear the center fielder, you've got to give way.
Yesterday, between Mickey Moniak and Jake McCarthy, we saw the same lack of communication and a near miss. Now, Ke'Bryan Hayes 1 for 3, a backward K yesterday. Strike one. He's been hitting the ball fairly hard all year. The results have just been coming in the last week. His last 6 games, 6 hits, just under 290, double, triple homer. This ball in the air to right. Moniak shy of the track. Reds get the first 2 on, fail to get him in. Injury report from El Canel. Chris Bryant of the Rockies still sidelined. Had signed that 7-year, $182 million deal. Has played in only 170 games. No baseball activities in some time. That degenerative disc disease, one of several ailments that have limited him with Colorado.
Man, he was so good when he's with the Cubs, him and Rizzo. He's a young player, just bursting on the scene. Injury. Very unfortunate.
Rookie of the year in 15, MVP in 16. 2-0 to Doyle, who is doubled, a miss. It's a 4-pitch walk to begin the inning. So back-to-back innings begin with a walk. Strike to ball number is nearly even. Now Rumfield, who is grounded out to second base. And Doyle 6 steals and 8 tries. He co-leads the team in swipes. Grounded to Hayes. Backhand took a tricky hop. No play. That's back-to-back nights. There have been some weird bounces on this infield. That goes for a hit.
Yeah, the ball to Ellie yesterday jumped up. He was able to get to it. Ke'Bryan catches this ball, but you can see how it jumps up and hits him in the heel of the glove.
2 on for Hunter Goodman. And there, Williamson, to his credit, gets some pretty soft contact, but it's in a tough spot with a very odd skip to it that this field has had in the past, often around the lip of the infield grass. The one to De La Cruz last night, that was not the case. Here it looked like it was. Goodman skies it to center. Friedel. I mentioned earlier that Doyle's offensive performance had dropped dramatically the last couple of years. One thing in his defense, parallel that he has to Ellie De La Cruz, Castro has walked and scored. Both had leg injuries. De La Cruz had his own quadricep issue. First pitch strike to Castro. So did Doyle. And while he didn't necessarily miss giant chunks of time, there was IL time. Just like Ellie did last year, he was assuredly playing nicked up, as most do to some extent. Pickoff play. It's a little dangerous. McLean has to hurdle Doyle. But when speed is part of your game, and it's a big part of what Doyle does offensively and defensively, that's a pretty significant injury. Sent to left center. Leday in the deep gap. It goes off the wall, gathered by Friedel. Round of third, Doyle. He scores. Rumfield late stop. Pumped by McLean. He holds. Standing ribby double for Castro. Reds down 4, second and third.
A changeup up in the eyes of Willie Castro. And he hits this ball a ton. Really nice job by Friedel getting that ball in quickly, and Matt McLean on the double cut, holding that runner at third base.
So now Sullivan, 3-run double. It was originally scored triple, changed to double, took third on the throw. Modified infield in for the Reds. Hayes trying to keep the lead runner Rumfield honest. De La Cruz behind Castro. Strike. Graham Ashcraft went on the bereavement list today. Lost his grandfather. Condolences to Graham and his family. Luis May was called up from AAA, and he's now getting loose. Breaking ball popped up. Trevino has it. And apologies, Graham's grandfather dealing with illness right now. A pop out by Sullivan. It brings up Karros, who has struck out. Up and away. And you saw the passion that he pitched with yesterday with a scoreless inning. Fouled away. What are you seeing?
Yeah, Willie, I just, it's almost kind of like it's working in slow motion. I'd love to see a little more up tempo, a little more challenging these guys. A lot of misses to the arm side. Once again, coming back and missing so much time. Trying to find it. Just get out of this inning without allowing any more runs.
Ready for his 57th pitch. Gets a swing and a miss on the changeup. Inning began with a walk. He struck out Karros the first time they matched up today. And he strikes him out again. Well, the Rockies get one. Williamson strands a couple.
It was another visit to Cincinnati Children's Hospitals today with Reds players. They played some charades. Check out Red Lauder and TJ Friedel, Jose Trevino also there, Dane Myers. Lots of laughs had in the Seacrest studios as well. Q&A. And the players afterwards, and this is to a person, they hope that the kids realize that they have just as much fun as the kids do during the visit. And one player said, little do they know, they make our days too. So that combination, that relationship between Cincinnati Children's Hospital and Cincinnati Reds continues to thrive.
Well, thank you, Jim, and kudos to those men, including TJ Friedel, who Jim has shared with us in the past that the Children's Hospital visit's a personal meaning for him.
Yeah, there's no question about it. It is touched his family before, and you know they have a sign-up sheet in there, and he's one of those guys that, listen, I don't need to sign up. Just count me in. Every time that you're going, just count me in. I don't need to sign up.
McLean showing bunt. Yeah, Friedel, when he was a kid, had time at Children's Hospital in San Francisco, and the room that he stayed in had been donated, funded in part by Barry Bonds. And that connection of baseball to his own boyhood. Rolled to short, Tovar. And McLean, who has singled and stolen a bag, grounds out here. So now Ellie De La Cruz, who was flying to left. Now with Sugano on his limited stateside career that was only last year in the early stage of this, generally if you get him early. Time called by De La Cruz at the AB start. The first inning is his worst ERA. He's one of the outlier starters who gets better second and third time he faces in order. And De La Cruz lifts this to center. Top of the order in order, including a couple of one-pitch outs.
It's time to...
Cincinnati Reds baseball is presented by your Greater Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Ram dealers. And by UC Health. Expect more at uchealth.com. Well, Reds down 4, middle match against the Rockies. First action in the big league since mid-August of last year. Welcome back, Luis May. First pitch, Tovar drives to right center. Friedel. Skyline chili called to the bullpen.
Well, it's been described as a 100-mile-an-hour bowling ball. Luis May. And it's all about, you can see the 21 innings and 17 walks. It's been about throwing strikes. If he can throw strikes and figure it out.
First pitch, hit by pitch. Moniak is on. Reds considering a challenge. They will not. Terry Francona said the reports he got on May this year at AAA, breaking ball better, and that has helped him against lefties. That's what he tried to do there to Moniak. It just nicked his foot. Strike one on Beck, who has struck out, bounced into a double play. Now, May had a rough first outing at AAA this year. Only got a couple of outs, 3 unearned runs, 3 hits, a walk. Since then, though, the walks you're talking about, Lark, cut down dramatically. 2 and 10 1/3 innings against 12 strikeouts since that rough first go. To be honest, the bullpen in AAA has been pretty impressive. Chafin's been pitching well. Antone's been pitching well. Marte's been pitching well. 0-2. You know, individual outings can also mar ERA. Look at Emilio Pagani. Take away one bad outing this year by runs, his ERA plummets into the low 1s. One, 2. Struck him out. There's that bowling ball heavy sinker. Foul tip.
Yeah, this is what Luis May just has to do. That works because the previous pitches were sliders. It's a little backwards there.
So now Doyle, who has doubled, walked, scored twice. You know, the basic concept feels similar to what Graham Ashcraft has done. He does it with that cutter, not a sinker. But he's incorporated the breaking ball more. And will throw into those right-handers. That one fouled off by Doyle. Down and away. Struck him out. Indecisive cut by Doyle. Purposeful strokes from Sal Stewart. He'll bring the fire as the Reds try to rebound down 4. In tonight's Toyota Tundra Home Run Challenge, Ken Hamilton from Cincinnati wins a brand new built in the USA Tundra if a red hits the Toyota Hit and Win sign. Register for your chance to win at any Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky Toyota dealer. And strike 1 on Sal Stewart, who has a base hit to short. Reds tried to send Matt McLean from second. He was cut down at the plate. That batted ball nearly bled through, but it was a nice stop by Ezekiel Tovar. Came up with a strong and accurate throw.
We're seeing more patience here. A very subtle message was delivered to the hitters this inning. Not asking you to take if you get your pitch, but make him work a little bit. It was a 4-pitch inning an inning ago.
Well, thank you, Jim. Chris Valleca, Friedel and De La Cruz both went down 1 pitch. McLean only a couple. Stewart to first, backhanded by Rumfield. Pitcher cover. Sagano's there. Can almost feel that momentum, right? Starting to go downhill for a pitcher.
Well, I'll tell you, for me, it's all about walks. You want to stay engaged. You want a guy that's on top of the mound, that's pounding the strike zone. There's a lot of action going on, be it to the infield or the outfield. But when a pitcher goes out there and they walk guys, very tough to play in that kind of scenario. It's not as crisp a game. And momentum is a thing.
Sugano only one walk today. That was to Lowe on a payoff to begin the second. He doesn't walk men a lot on his career, just 2 per 9. Now last year, the one thing he did do, he hit batters a decent amount. He did that 8 times. He's not done so yet this year. When he does allow runs, and he does allow runs, he went 10-10 with the Orioles last year and pitched to an over 4.5 ERA. He often just gets hit, especially his fastball. And not really a strikeout guy. He did K. Friedel to begin the game. That's his only strikeout so far. Lowe is the Reds' king in terms of pitches per plate appearance. Works the most from opposing pitchers and of generating full counts. Kyle Karros, son of Eric Karros, leads the majors in percentage of plate appearances that have gone full. Lowe leads the Reds. 2-2 is guided to second. Castro. Brief word now from UC Health.
Imagine care so personal, it makes your best tomorrow possible.
That's now 4 ground ball outs induced by Sugano. Spencer Steer, hard single left side, his first time. Reds have 3 hits, all singles, and 2 of them pretty softly hit. McLean and Stewart reached on base hits that were just in good spots. One away. Do I have this right, Joel? First pitch strike 12 out of 15 for Sugano. I only had him missing to Stewart, Steer, and Bleday the first times. There it is, 12 of 15. 2-2. Steer fights off the slider. Williamson tagged with 4 runs in 3 innings on 58 pitches. Sugano set for just his 56th. Looking for a second straight perfect inning. Check swing seemed to go. Appeal says no. Reds might have caught a break there. 3-2. Let's see. Yeah, I think he went.
Yeah, he went.
And he works a walk. Each team already burned one ABS challenge. Rockies got a 4-run lead, so Steer a 2-out walk. Bleday fly to center his first time. Another first pitch strike. Sugano has always had a pretty versatile arsenal, but part of how the Rockies have vastly improved their pitching in a short amount of time, it was a point of emphasis for Alon Leishman, their first-year pitching coach, former Reds assistant pitching coach, to diversify their skill set. He wanted more pitchers throwing more pitches, trying to help keep hitters more off balance. They've all been on display for Sugano tonight. Look at it. The Mentalist Oz Perlman is coming to GABP on Friday, May 8th to perform an interactive postgame show presented by the Ohio Suicide Prevention Foundation. Get your tickets now for a night of mind-bending entertainment at reds.com/Oz. From on high here at GABP, part of the order for the Rockies, Luis May misses down it in to TJ Rumfield. He's got an infield hit to third. He's also grounded out to second base. Two and 0. The Rockies' bats against May last inning looked a little uncomfortable. Looked like their timing was off. Some of the swings that he got were indecisive. Grounded right to De La Cruz. Brief word now from Kia. Hunter Goodman has walked and scored. He's also fly to center. First pitch to left. Leday watching that one go. 8th of the year for Hunter Goodman. Reds down 5.
A lot of sliders from Luis May. This one just a cement mixer, didn't do much of anything.
Now the one-hand grab, and now the real pro move came after. The buzz of Willie Castro's been aboard twice. Not only that one-hand snare, but right to a kid. Made a young one's day. Got the ball. Here you go. Castro has walked. Ribby doubled. He has scored. Calls timeout here. Just missed. If you check out Willie Castro's locker, you'll find something that's a little different than most. He is known to keep up to 12 different gloves in his locker, and no two are exactly the same color. Swing and miss. He says that some of them aren't, quote, game ready. He'll use them only in pregame warm-ups. There he's retired for the first time today. How many gloves would you have?
2. I'd have one that was the backup and my gamer. Backup I use in batting practice, pre-game, to get prepared to become the gamer.
Could the gamer play its way out of being a gamer?
Of course, it was the gamer's fault, not mine. And absolutely yes. When it would start missing balls or fumbling balls, then the gamer became a giveaway, and I break out a new one that would become the backup, and then the backup would become the gamer.
Who was your glove doctor on your teams?
I was the glove doctor because I would take my glove and I would turn it inside out and kind of break it, right? And guys would ask me like, Lark, my glove is really stiff. Will you break my glove? Now, they wouldn't let me put my hand in it because every single person that put their hand in my glove would look at me and say, you really used this during the game? Oh, goodness. Freddie Benavidez. During spring training, I'll walk out with my glove, with my fungo and my glove, and Freddie will just look at me and just start laughing and shaking his head because Freddie was playing when I was playing, and he'd look at my glove and he'd go, Lark, how in the world do you use this? Billy Dorn as well. I talked to Billy the other day, and he asked me, he's like, you still got that old nasty, ugly glove? Eric Davis, every single player, every single guy that I played with looks at my glove and goes, how? How in the world did you use this? I don't know. It worked.
Well, all of your gloves pretty much are golden.
Well,
you should have had more.
They worked. But yes, when the gloves started to act up a little bit, it was time for it to move on.
Because often on many teams, the athletic trainer also becomes that glove repairman, right?
For me and most infielders that I know, nobody else is really going to touch my glove unless I give them permission. It's just so personal.
And Tomas Vera.
Now, if Tomas put his hand in your glove, it would stretch out your glove.
He would destroy it.
Oh,
yeah.
my goodness.
Those are big mitts.
Yes, they are.
He is the glove doctor, though, in this squad. If there's a problem with it, that is. He can't help with errors. Some problem with the webbing.
That's the only thing that matters,
yeah,
JD.
if it needs restrung or whatever, that's your guy right there.
Or if you need a level 5 pressure massage. Those hands aren't just big, they're strong hands too. Shake his hand, you'll feel it. He has such passion for baseball. He loves this sport so much.
What a good man. What a good man.
Bounce foul, the only athletic trainer that Team Venezuela has known in the World Baseball Classic era. He's been there for all of them, including their championship in this last one.
Tomas Veras.
I watched him completely change around the entire webbing of Hunter Green's glove back when they were complaining about the logos on it.
Swing and a miss. Sharp breaking ball gets Karros. In glove with the glove doctor for the Reds. They're trying to find some offense.
In 1776.
2026 Reds Rookies memberships available now for young Reds fans up to 3 years old. It includes exclusive merch, free Reds tickets, special members-only experiences at the ballpark. Purchase today, reds.com/fanclubs. Oh, what a sweet scene.
I've got a Reds rookie in my family that just turned 1 year old today.
And right near your birthday.
Yes, indeed. Alani, my granddaughter.
Happy birthday.
Alani Monroe.
You've been getting some proud grandpa time?
Absolutely. Had to be down to Florida to go see her and celebrate when the team goes on the road. Celebrate her birthday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Trevino is flying to center. What do you guys do for fun right now? What helps her pass the time?
She loves music. She loves to dance. She's walking now. So it's basically whatever she'd like to do is what we do.
See a lot of your daughter in her?
Honestly, I see a lot of yes, I do. I see a lot of my mom in her.
That's so cool.
It really is.
Memories made at the ballpark. I'll take a Cheerio, please. Trevino to third, handled by Queiroz. One down. Now Sagano twirling a 3-hitter at this point, all singles. Just about to complete his second time through the order. Ke'Bryan Hayes has flied to right. Sagano threw 101 pitches and failed to go 6 when he pitched well against the Padres last time out. Way more efficient tonight, popping first pitch strikes. (15 of 18). That's just part of the conundrum for the Reds tonight. Heard Jim talk about the message relayed. Swing if it's your pitch, but try to make him work a bit. It's hard to do when he's been ahead so regularly. This just in, baseball is in fact hard.
Yes, it is.
Now, during the course of last half inning, Jose Franco got up and warmed. He is up again. It would appear Luis May likely done after giving the Reds 2 innings. (2-2). Reds had 2 pretty prime scoring chances early. 1 out hit from a clean first inning. 2 batters later, Stewart singled. The Reds sent McLean, who was cut down to the plate. And walk hit began the second, but 3 outs followed. Both men stranded. This chopped to second. Since they began that second inning with a walk and a base hit, only 1 Red is reached. That was Steer with a 2-out walk last inning. TJ Friedel has struck out and grounded out. That's where second time through the groundouts have piled up for Sagano. Now has a half-dozen ground ball outs already tonight. And Friedel certainly has endured a tougher start to his season. He has been hitting better in the last week. Average is up dramatically in his last 7 games. But the walks are not there yet. And that was part of what fueled a career year for him as the Reds' strong leadoff hitter last season. Sagano's been stingy tonight, already ahead 0-2. At some point, if he continues to just pump the zone with strikes as he has, got to hit it. Two and two. Ball takes a bit of a bounce. Castro able to recover. Got him. Hand up from Terry Francona. Reds consider a challenge. They will not.
Back at Great American Ballpark, and for Reds players, Mike Napoli on the coaching staff is one guy that they just gravitate towards, but at times he has to serve in kind of a parental role. He took Sal Stewart under his wings in his transition to first base. Same with Matt McLain. Now at times it's a lot to handle, and at times he feels like he is in that parental role. Well, back in spring training there in the coach's office one day, and they were joking that Kyle Arnsberg said, you know what, you need to just open a business with that. And Napoli says, yeah, I should open up a daycare because I have to watch after these kids, because if Sal acts up, they sick Napoli on him. So they started brainstorming a little bit and thought, you know, that would be good on a t-shirt. So Arnsberg had t-shirts made. Uncle Mike's Daycare. Baby Sal, Baby McLain in his arms. And the players are so receptive to it. Nearly every player had that shirt on today, including Matt McLain. Uncle Mike's Daycare.
Outstanding.
This is what AI was made for. Make me a baby Matt McLain and Sal Stewart being cradled by Mike Napoli.
That's exactly what Arnsberg did. You ought to see the actual picture, not the cartoon version that AI sent back.
Oh, it made like a real life version?
It made a real life version. And Sal's hair on the real life version that I was privy to seeing with the mustache, and he's a bit more crying in that one, was outstanding.
Yeah, that one, the belly laugh. Mike Napoli getting it done. Just make sure you're there to pick him up 5 o'clock when it closes. 3-1 to Tovar, fouled away. Mike Napoli deals with on a day in, day out basis.
Going to have a athletic trainer's visit here.
Jose Franco had just entered the game, his first action since Sunday, our FanDuel pitching change. But this is not a good scene with Terry Francona, pitching coach Derek Johnson, and athletic trainer Tomas Vera out there to check on Franco. And Brandon Williamson went 3 innings. Luis May gave him 2. Franco is out there ideally to give length, give the Reds a window to try to get back into this game. I think the hope is that he can bridge 3 or more innings. Little shake there. Oh, and a wince. And that's something Jose Trevino's very alert to. That was the pitch earlier. 2 pitches ago, he seemed to be shaking that shoulder. Franco says he's all right, it appears. Ellie De La Cruz chatting with his hurler. And our FanDuel pitching change. First taste of the bigs this season. Strikes out Tovar.
Well, if there's something going on back there, like he's still kind of shaking that arm or shaking that shoulder a little bit, but that's 95.
Moniak has struck out. He's been hit by a pitch. Guessing fastball, gets the changeup. Trevino, an animated target popped up. That's something that really stood out when Trevino first became a Red. He's only played in a handful of games this year with his own IL time. How very animated he can be at helping his pitcher. And I think the duo between Stevenson and Trevino can lean into strengths of different pitchers. Stevenson, with his larger frame, can kind of handle that high strike very well, and Trevino can work that lower tier of the zone more. And it does seem to be a consensus. If you engage with players and ask them, what are you seeing in the advent of ABS? The sinkers coming back into form. More sinkers. Swing and a miss. That top of the zone, you need to have a lot of deception to get swing and miss, because hitters are being more disciplined. The tweener pitches seem to be called balls more than strikes. Walk rate is up. And I think catchers that can set up at and below that lower third probably going to have even more value. Top of the order for Beck, who has struck out twice. He's bounced into a double play. Well, if he is fighting something, Franco is also fighting for his team, being aggressive on the mound right now.
Yeah, we've seen a really nice four-seam fastball sitting about 95, 96. We've also seen a tumbling changeup. Figure that'll put a little more pressure on that arm. He is letting it eat out there.
It's a cooler night. As we're talking, I feel like the temperature's gone down a couple of degrees. Lifted to right. Steer started back, now angles in. 1, 2, 3 for Franco as the young ones have some fun getting down at GABP. Our Kia player profile, Tomoyuki Sugano, 5 scoreless for the first time this year. He's got as many as 6 total innings as a Rocky. His stateside maximum 7 1/3 last year. That was early May with Baltimore against the Angels in California. The boyhood team of Matt McClain, who has singled, stole a bag, grounded out. To right field and down for a hit. Second knock tonight from McClain.
Nice to see from Matt McClain. That ball in, a sinker on his hands. Very similar to early in the season, his approach up the middle the other way. Just chips it to right field. Good start.
Remember this homestand, Reds were down 5-0 Friday night to the Tigers, rallied to win. Strike one on Ellie De La Cruz, who was fly to left, fly to center. look to be elevated. Reds have one challenge to lose. Now De La Cruz down 0-2. I think of De La Cruz getting burned historically, I think of the low strike, not the high strike. He has cut down on his chase dramatically. When he broke into the bigs, he was in the bottom quarter of the big leagues, chasing a lot. This year, he's in the top 20%. 80% of the league chases more than Ellie does. 2-2. 24th percentile as a rookie. Improvement in 24, regression in 25 when he played while battling injury. Now he's in that upper echelon of the league. Two. Might have broken his bat. It appears no.
And he's seemingly getting better pitches to hit. He told me after the game last night, I asked him, are you getting better protection with Sal hitting behind you? He says, yeah, no one wants to pitch to Sal. He believes he's getting better pitches this year with Sal Stewart hitting behind him.
Good point, Jim. Stewart on deck. 2-2. Foul.
I tell you, it really is a real thing. The years that I had my best years is when I had the best hitters sitting around me, or the guys were hitting the best. 95, Reggie Sanders was on fire. He very well could have won MVP that year. I think he had 29 and 100. They were like, well, let's pitch to you. You're not going to hit it out the ballpark like that. No chance.
Full count. Reds do not have an extra base hit yet in this game. 4 hits, all singles, 2 by McLean, who's held on at first base. PitchCom issue here. Remember, pitches are being suggested by pitching coach Alon Leishman through code to the catcher Sullivan. He knows Ellie. Ellie knows him. Payoff is a ball 4, and that's a walk. It's a different De La Cruz. He got burned for a strike and still gets the free pass. Third walk for Sugano. Their lone lefty is up in their bullpen, Brennan Bernardino. And I have to imagine Bernardino is really preparing for the new on-deck man, Nate Lowe. I can't imagine they want to use that lefty against Sal Stewart. So Leishman is out with Sugano's interpreter to discuss how do you attack Sal Stewart. What have you seen in this matchup tonight?
Well, I think the league is going to try to pound Sal inside. We've actually had a conversation about that the other day. He's seen them make a few adjustments and throw more pitches on the inside part of the plate, but Sal's got his eyes set out over the plate. If that's where Sugano wants to go, look for this ball to be hit with pace.
The Reds' leader in ribbies. Part of that what he's done with men in scoring position. 355 this year. 2 on, nobody out. Strike 1. Going back as the records do to 1920, most ribbies by a rookie before the 1st of May. Jose Abreu, the record a dozen years ago. Stewart just 3 off that pace. RBIs were made a stat in 1920. Swing and a miss, slider away. Two men who can motor are on the bases. Way outside. I would imagine if they've had Bernardino warming, this is Sugano's last man. Get him or lose him. His 91st pitch awaits. Stewart drives in right field. Moniak. McLean tags. Throw goes to third. Cut at second by Castro. Oh, fly ball out. Now men at the corners. One away. And here comes Warren Schaefer. That will indeed be all for Sugano. Rockies have one lefty in their pen. Bernardino is going to get the call with Nate Lowe due up.
Over.
Reds have 2 on, 1 out, getting 4 hit. They're into the Rockies bullpen. They'll face a hurler who was drafted by the Reds, but released back in 2018, had time in Indie Ball and Mexico before breaking into the bigs. Brennan Bernardino.
Had a chance to spend some time with Bernardino in the minor leagues. Highly competitive young man, and he's been good out of the pen. See his numbers, scoreless in 11 of his 13 appearances.
Nate Lowe, lifetime 1 for 5 against him, a strikeout. He has walked and grounded out tonight. First pitch strike. That's been critical. Sugano had 19 first pitch strikes against 22 batters. No earnings against Bernardino in 12 outings, 10 1/3 innings. Upstairs. Bernardino from California, went to Cal State Dominguez Hills, 26th rounder by the Reds way back in 2014. Was let go at Double-A in 2018. Pickoff. De La Cruz dives back in. Wound up with the Winnipeg Golden Eyes, the Toros de Tijuana in the Mexican League. Was with them a couple of times. Big league action with the Mariners and Red Sox. De La Cruz takes off, delayed steal, throw down, he just sneaks in there. Rockies ponder a challenge. The delayed steal has been huge for De La Cruz.
I don't know if that was delayed or that was just a straight steal. He wanted to make sure that Bernardino went to the dish.
And it looks like we're going to get a challenge here.
Colorado is challenging the safe call at second base.
One thing that players and catchers are taught to do nowadays is to throw that ball to the first base side of second base, up the line. With replay, it's not about tagging the guy close to the bag anymore. It's about tagging him anywhere on his body before his hand gets to that bag. So if you throw that ball up the line, put that tag right on that player.
Now he does definitely make contact for a tag, but when does that come in relation to when Ellie hits the base? You can see the glove move caused by the contact there. Is De La Cruz on the bag first? Contact seems to come there. And New York, they're able to quad box this, see multiple angles synced up to try and better determine in the replay center what happened. Here's the call.
After review, the call in the field is overturned. The runner is out. Colorado will retain their challenge.
It's a big challenge. That's the second out on the inning. And the Reds lose a much-needed base runner.
Yeah, that throw being up the line allows Tovar to go over, really cut down the distance.
Two one. Low lifts to left. Reds got the first two on and get no runs.
Our Toyota game summary tonight. Sugano was just crafty out there and shut down the Reds. Tough night for Brandon Williamson. Big damage by Sullivan in the first. Now, after the third inning, Williamson went straight down the steps and straight back towards the clubhouse or the training room. The Reds just announced that he left the game with left shoulder fatigue.
Well, thank you, Jim. That is not good news for Williamson personally or for the team. Nick Lodolo still on the mend. Scheduled to pitch again this weekend for AAA at Omaha. Hunter Green just started throwing out to 110 feet yesterday. Reds believe he is on pace to start throwing bullpens in about 3 weeks. TJ Rumfield has an infield hit. He is grounded out twice. Driven to right. Rumfield's been pretty impressive this series. Steers got it on the track. It's another 2-hit night for TJ Rumfield, the rookie, performing well.
Yeah, he certainly has swung the bat well. Change up here. Stays behind the ball, head down.
Man in scoring position for Hunter Goodman, who's been on twice, a walk, a solo homer. He has scored twice. His home run came first pitch he saw in the 5th inning. And this one is crushed to left field. It's a two-tater night. He goes second deck. Give him 9 to lead the team. And now the Reds trail by 7.
He talked about how aggressive these Rocky hitters are. They're letting it eat today.
His 7th career multi-homer game. Now that one's scalded up the middle by Castro. So 3 straight well-hit balls by the Rockies. A home run celebration, that purple fur coat. Trainer. Home run ball to the leg. Now Sullivan takes a strike. 3-run double and a walk. Different kind of deficit for these Reds. That's driven to right. I mean, they are waylaying. Castro stop sign at third. Standing double for Sullivan.
This time a slider, but still up and out over the plate. Hitting is contagious.
The contact for hits this inning: 106.5, 109, 104, 102. Brief word now from Miami Valley Gaming.
Get ready to get lucky at MVG. With over 2,200 of the best gaming machines, we got you covered.
Karros has struck out 3 times tonight, all swinging. Modified infield in. Crack to center. Friedel going deep gap. Makes the catch and slams into the wall. Runners tag. It's a sac fly RBI, but a nice track down by TJ Friedel. Castro scores. Both men advance 8-0.
Yeah, we've seen TJ Friedel cover a lot of ground out there. He's got to go a good ways. He makes yet another nice catch against that wall.
That was also hit at 101. Now Tovar. A swinging bunt calmly gathered by Trevino, aiding his pitcher. Rockies with a 3 spot. Their lead expands to 8.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Cincinnati Reds and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cincinnati Reds.
Oh, thanks, Bob. A low-hanging moon right above dead center field. Reds getting rocked by Colorado. Cincinnati has had the Rockies number for some time. Wins in 15 of 17 head-to-head, but it has been the Rockies' night in many ways. Spencer Steer has singled and walked. He's been one of the more productive Reds tonight. Checked his swing. That's in the zone. Hard foul by Steer. Got it on the ricochet off the concrete. What's more valuable, the hot dog or the foul ball?
The ball for sure.
Are you a ketchup on a hot dog guy?
Mustard.
Only mustard?
Yep. Spicy mustard if we can. How about Joel? I think Joel's probably sauerkraut, chili.
Pizza?
Onion. Pickle.
I did once have the Sky Rosa in the ballpark, thanks to our friend Billy DeBoer. Cincy shirts. Stand-up comedy fame. Combination of La Rosa's pizza and a cheese coney skyline.
I have yet to see La Rosa skyline. La Rosa? What did you say? What it is it?
Oh yeah, you take a slice of pizza and combine it with the cheese coney.
What do you call it?
Sky Rosa.
Sky Rosa.
It's delicious, but you need to be taught the right way to eat it because it can get incredibly messy.
So I guess we go to Jim Day for that.
Have you ever done that, Jimmy? Leday, first pitch, fouled back.
Well, John, you know I have trouble eating without being messy on the simplest of things. So I have not tried to tackle that, no.
There it is.
It should happen at some point. Maybe we can ask Billy to do it with you.
Well, I'd have to wear that bib you guys bought me in New York.
It would help. Although have you been clean all year?
I've been better, yes.
Better.
There's been a few mishaps, but much, much better.
That would be a no.
Nope. Been improving.
But now you got all this Reds gear, so it's some overlap. We have multiples of some of the shirts.
Well, I did live dangerously on Hall of Fame weekend with the white dress shirt.
Check swing, appeal, no go.
But came out unscathed.
Now that looks delicious. Jim's been better though. He's a 670 U as well. He's avoiding the sweets. You notice he hasn't even gone to the ice cream machine the whole season, it seems like?
I have not noticed that.
Not one time to the ice cream.
He's holding firm. Leday to center. Headlong tumbling dive. Brenton Doyle. You can hear Billy Madison now.
Brenton Doyle, you talked about his defense. Little bit of hesitation. I don't know if he had a great read on that, but then the closing speed and working underneath that ball. Athlete.
Jose Trevino is fly to center. He is grounded to third. Up the middle, base hit. Now the Reds have 5 hits tonight, and more than half of them have been basically exactly that contact. Just left of the second base bag, not hit super hard.
Yep.
Brian Hayes is fly to right. He is grounded to second. Up and in. Grounded to second. Castro. We'll comfort ourselves with Skyline and LaRosas. Join the Reds for Star Wars Night, Saturday, May 9th. The ballpark will transform into a galaxy far, far away. And fans in attendance will receive a Grogu bobblehead thanks to Tri-Health while supplies last. Visit Reds.com/tickets. Coronation here at GABP. Ball 1 to Mickey Moniak, who has struck out twice. He's been hit by pitch. At this point, you wonder if the Reds might use a position player to pitch in the ninth. I think the hope is that Franco can give them at least this 8th inning, but this is his 3rd inning of work. And he gave up some hot shots last inning. You mentioned, Lark, these Rockies are incredibly swing aggressive early and overall, and they showed it. Downstairs, leadoff walk. Now There's been no action in the Reds' pen. Leadoff man Jordan Beck has struck out twice. He's 0 for 4. Fly to right. He's bounced into a double play. Juan Mejia is now up in the Rockies' pen. Poke to right center. Friedel tracks it down. Brief word now from the good folks at Jake Sweeney Chevy.
Jake Sweeney Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Now Brent Doyle, who has doubled, walked, scored twice. Now the Reds won't have a day off for some time. This series goes through tomorrow. We'll be in Pittsburgh and Chicago, diving back into divisional play, the coming road trip. Pirates Friday through Sunday, Cubs Monday to Thursday. And then they're home against the Astros that second weekend of May. They will not have another day off until May 11th. Weather could change that certainly, but could also mean a doubleheader and even more stress on pitching. Fouled away. The pizza chants don't ring quite the same tonight. Yesterday it was a robust Reds lead in the ABS Challenge by Tyler Stevenson. Tonight they're down 8. But pizza is still had. On a night they're getting shut out, a reason for those here on a chilly night to still celebrate. Brotherhoods forged with pizza. And 11 strikeouts for the Reds. Rumfield, strike 1. He's had a strong night, base hit. Single on the infield. He has doubled. He has scored. Grounded to second. Nice sliding backhand of McLean. So Franco recovers from the leadoff walk. Reds try to find some runs. Tomorrow, the series and the homestand wrap up. Will be on the air at noon as Andrew Abbott seeks his first win of the year. He'll take on the former Red, one of their ads this offseason, Michael Lorenzen. As of now, that's shaping up as a rubber match. Reds getting 5 hit. They're down 8-0. Top of the order, T.J. Friedel. Strike 1 from new man on the mound, Juan Mejia.
There you see it. It's a power arm, Juan Mejia. 98 mile an hour on that four-seamer and a sweeper.
Friedel tonight 0 for 3, a strikeout. He has grounded out twice. Friedel flares it over short. Now the Reds have lefty Sam Maul loosening in their pen.
It's when T.J. Friedel, I believe, is playing his best. It's when he's serving that ball the other way. It's a good start.
Matt McLean, 2 hits, a steal tonight. He's also been cut down at the plate. Check swing, held up, appeal confirms. Biting breaking ball. Down on strikes.
I believe the Reds are in that dicey situation. Isn't the rule 8 runs for a position player to pitch?
Indeed.
If the Reds were to score here, then they'd have to send out a pitcher. Thus, I believe Sam Maul warming up. If they don't score, I would think you would see a position player.
First pitch in there for a strike.
And that's always dicey for a manager to have to manage through.
And Jose Trevino has been the Red that has done it.
And Tyler Stevenson has his catcher's gear on.
Well, that's pretty telling.
So I would think that's the way it goes.
And the Reds do have some interesting other options. Obviously, Ellie De La Cruz is one of the hardest throwers in the game, but I cannot imagine we'd see that. Dane Myers, though, began as a pitcher and also can throw incredibly hard. You don't want anybody to get hurt out there. You want them just to get the outs and cover the inning. But we've seen some lobby for it over the years.
I believe that dude right there has.
Ellie would like to get on there
He
one day.
would, but I'm not sure they're going to let him get up there.
Check swing, no appeal at the plate, strike 3. I thought De La Cruz held up, and I get why he's saying ask Carlos Torres. Maybe not. I still think it's easier to just grant the appeal. The guy down the line is always going to have the better view. Sal Stewart. If Ellie were to ever pitch even somewhat regularly, there's only one man in the game right now that is a rule crafted around making the most of his abilities. Could help bridge the gap in any possible MVP voting.
Yep. Little Shohei in LA. That would be something to see him on the mound.
Have you ever seen him do it, backfields or anything?
I have not.
Swing and a miss. He shored up his right-handed hitting significantly. It's early yet, but it's a pretty good sample. His defense early this year looks very fine. He seems to be able to achieve what he focuses on. So if he were really committed to that, maybe he could find a way. One, two. Swing and a miss. Well, it is 8, so looks like Jose Trevino has a non-catcher's glove on.
America.
Reds down 8-0, 9th inning. Indeed, it is Jose Trevino pitching. Hunter Goodman through the left side. He's aboard for a 4th time tonight. His 3rd hit. 2 homers tonight. Statcast 3D, Google Cloud.
Yeah, he's had a fantastic day, and he has shown some of his power. A couple bombs to left field.
He is not held on. Willie Castro aboard 3 times tonight. First pitch looped to right. First time pitching for Trevino this season, 5th time in his career. He did it twice as a Red last year. And a lopsided loss against the Marlins. Tried to throw the slowest pitch in baseball history. That's guided over short by Brett Sullivan. Sent to center for a base hit. Trying to best the mark of Brock Holt, who set the record while Jose Trevino was catching. So now Kyle Karros. Knuckleball floats in for a ball. Trevino does have one major league strikeout while pitching. He got Marcelo Meyer of the Red Sox, who after he struck out against Trevino, grabbed the ball and seemed to offer to autograph it for Trevino. Two and two.
Threw that knuckleball at 62 miles an hour. I think he was going for the strikeout.
Check swing pop just eludes McLean. Later break for the runners, bases loaded. So a third hit on the inning, and now the freest swinger in the game today. Tovar has walked. He has lined to center, struck out, and tapped a ground out to the catcher. Twice he's been retired on first pitch. And he takes 0-1. Two and 0. He's certainly pitching with pace. Three and one. Smash to right. Goodman scores. Sullivan given the green light. McLean lobs it back to Trevino. 2-run hit for Tovar. Reds down 10. Let's all play ball. Don't miss Play Ball weekend coming up June 5th through the 7th. Encouraging youth everywhere to get out and play. Visit playball.org today. Register for a free event near you. Strike one on Mickey Moniak. Crank to right center. And that hops into the stands for a double. That'll mean a run, 11-0. Grounded to De La Cruz in the backhand, longer throw. With a stretch, Stewart stays on the bag. Beck retired, but another run in. Reds down a dozen. To third, eludes Hayes. Base hit Doyle. Moniak scores. It's a 5 spot in the 9th. It's 13-0. 9th Rockies hitter of the inning. Rumfield a 2-hit night, including a double. He has scored. First pitch, hard foul. To right field, Steer. The merciful final out. High effort, focused play. Gaudy inning against a position player pitching. Cincinnati Reds baseball is presented by the Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card. Earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases. Terms apply. 13-0. Rockies with the lead. Reds getting smothered. Some changes. Tyler Stevenson, who would come on the catch when Trevino pitched, up for his first plate appearance. New man on the mound, the former Red Jimmy Herget.
Really good numbers for Hergy out of the bullpen. It is a sidewinding slinger.
Drafted by the Reds back in 2015. Got a taste in 2019 in the bigs with Cincinnati. Driven by Stevenson. Deep left center. And that hops to the wall. Standing double for Stevenson.
Fastball, sinker, high sinker to Tyler Stevenson, and chance to get off the bench and get an at bat, take advantage of it. Good job, Steve-O.
And one of the few current Reds that would know Herget from Cincinnati time. First extra base hit for the Reds tonight. Now the pinch hitting Will Benson stands in for Spencer Steer. Has had one hit in the last 3+ weeks. Now in defense of Benson, playing time limited, at bats limited, and it's that slippery slope. You have to prove yourself to earn more time, but how do you do that unless you prove yourself? When you're deep on the bench of a major league team, that's life. So here's a chance for Benson. 2-1. That's driven right field. First of the year for Will Benson. He gets an AB tonight and makes the most of it. The Reds will not be shut out this evening. It's 13-2.
You gotta love what Tyler Stevenson and Will Benson just were able to do. Sitting on the bench for most of the game in a blowout game. Inserted late. Double home run. Nice job, guys.
Now J.J. Bleday, who's 0 for 3. And he smokes one to center field. His first hit tonight, and now another deep bench bat will get a chance. Time off the pine for Reese Hines. It was drilled by Bleday, so 3 straight squared baseballs. And now a huge chance for Hines, whose ABs have been cut down some of late. He has immense power. He broke into the bigs and displayed that pop originally against the Rockies a couple of years ago. It's a first pitch slider. It's strike one. Back-to-back breaking balls. He is 4 for 30 this year with a .133 average. The concern, 15 strikeouts and 30 ABs. Check swing seemed to go. No appeal needed. Strike two. He's hitting in the spot that was held by Trevino. And he strikes out. And you mentioned it yesterday, Lark. Obviously, good results would help the most, but just the quality of the at-bat itself is telling.
Yeah. You want to see a guy getting better, and the only way, obviously, you want to get hit every time, but that's not going to happen. Things you look at, certain things like specifically with Rhys Hines, you're looking to see if he's maintaining his balance during the swing. That last swing of the at-bat, his back foot went flying. They call it scissoring. That tells you right there that the balance just was not there. He started last year with trying to swing without the helmet flying off. So it's not necessarily always about getting a hit. It's about getting better and getting closer.
Brian Hayes has been in that similar stage.
And this is that last swing by Rhys Hines. Just see that back foot just kind of kick behind him. Just basically waving the bat at the ball at that time. He loses his foundation.
And that's something you'd also like to see from Brian Hayes, being rooted.
You want to see every hitter using the ground. You want to see every hitter into their legs, what we call it. You don't want them to be floating as they're hitting. The issue is Brian is a little bit different than Rhys Hines.
Grounded through, base hit.
Key has a tendency to be floating as he's swinging the bat. It's like he's not hitting against a stiff front leg. Rhys does not have that issue. It's nice to see him get a base hit.
So he now has 7 hits in his last 7 games. Rally cap down 13-2. Have to be a pretty powerful cap, but you do love the moxie the Reds are showing. Blanked all night. Their most robust offense has come in this final frame. TJ Friedel, a base hit his last time. He's 1 for 4. The Reds do have double-digit hits on the night, and they had innings with prime chances when the game was far closer, including twice getting the first 2 men on base to begin an inning and getting no runs either frame. And that's baseball. Friedel shoved off the plate on that sinker. McLean on deck. De La Cruz in the hole. Friedel trying to keep it going. Began with a Stevenson double. Benson blasted a pinch hit homer. A couple of hits since. Bleday and Hayes lead. And Friedel strikes out. Second strikeout for Herget. Now McLean, who has 2 hits and a steal tonight. Oh, and 2. And McLean strikes out. Most lopsided loss for the Reds on the year. The Rockies have evened the series. Colorado routs the Reds 13-2.
Well, we talked about it a little bit. This Colorado Rocky team is a little bit different. They came out very aggressive today. A lot of traffic on the bases. They took advantage of some walks that were issued by the Reds pitching. And this series is tied. Getaway day tomorrow. Got to win a series. Keep it up. We've been doing a really nice job with that. We need some good pitching from our all-star, Andrew Abbott. And hopefully we'll be able to win this series tomorrow and get on the road. Keep doing work.
The Reds blown out tonight. Post game still to come. Your final: Rockies 13, the Reds 2.